All right, welcome back. Hey, everybody. Do some more problem solving with some equations. This is 2.2, solving general linear equations. So we did some easier ones in the last video, and we talked about the steps. We're just going to dive into some examples in this video. A lot of people like to learn by example. They don't want to hear the rules, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. That's our first example. What we're going to do is distribute the negative. Minus times 7, or this is effectively like minus 1 times 7 is minus 7. Minus 1 times negative 2x is positive 2x. From there, I will collect the terms. 5x and 2x add together. And now we start solving normally. Add 7 to both sides. Divide by 7. And we get x equals 1. I will check it in my original equation. So that's 5. And in here I have, this is 7 minus 2, which is 7 minus 2 is 5. So it does equal. To try and make this order, I'm just going to race through them. If you have questions, you can always email me and stuff like that. Pause the video after I put up the question and try to solve it yourself first. That's the best way you're going to learn, is by doing, right? No one's a pro without doing. All right, let's do another example. We're going to have 4 times 3x minus 2 equals 3 minus 6 times 4 minus x. Pause the video and solve it. All right, now you can check your solution. We'll distribute 4 times 3x is 12x. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. I'll distribute the negative 6. Negative 6 times 4 is negative 24. And negative 6 times negative x, there's 2 negatives. It makes it positive 6x. All right. I'm going to collect like terms. Those are like terms. 3 minus 24 is negative 21. And then I will gather my x's on the left, because I want my resulting coefficient to be positive. Since I'm moving everything to the left, I will move the constants to the right. And I get negative 21 plus 8 is negative 13. Divide by 6, and I get x equals negative 13 over 6. Ugly, right? Ugly. If you got that, you probably thought I made a mistake. Just because something's ugly doesn't mean it's not correct or valid. And that's times 3. I wrote it in the wrong order. Sorry. Well, here the 3 cleans up with the 6. 6 is 2 times 3, so I can cancel that. I get 4, negative 13 over 2 minus 2. Does that equal 3 minus 6 times 4 plus 13 over 6? I'm going to do the distributing thing. 4 times 13 over 2 with a negative. 4 is 2 times 2, so a 2 cancels. And I've got 2 times 13 is 26, and it's negative. And then 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. I'll distribute the 6 here. 6 times 4 is negative 24. And negative 6 times 13 over 6. The 6's cancel, and I have negative 13. This is negative 34. 3 minus 24 is negative 21. And we do get negative 34 equals negative 34. Boom. Looking good. All right. Why don't you try this one real quick? I will assume you did, and we'll keep going. So I will distribute. 3 times 4x is 12x. 3 times 5 is 15. 6 times 2x is 12x. 6 times negative 4 is negative 24. I will subtract 12x from both sides. And I get 15 equals negative 24. But 15 does not equal negative 24. This was false. No solution. Oh, it's a sucker play. You got tricked. All right. We'll try another one. All right. The correct things to do, I assume you paused it and worked on it. We got to clean up what's inside here first by distributing. And I can distribute over here. This ends up being 2x minus 5 on the inside. And so I'll distribute again. These are like terms, so I'll combine them. I'm going to solve this so that my coefficients are positive by moving the 4x, not the 8x. And since I'm moving my variables to the right, I'm going to move my constants to the left by adding. 32 minus 6 is 26. Divide by 4. X equals 26 over 4, which is 13 over 2. When you simplify, okay. Minus 5, 4x minus 10. All right, looks good. You should check your work. I'm not doing it here because I'm being lazy. Want to get the video done. Y'all don't like long videos. I know this. Why don't you guys try this one real quick? All right. We distribute. I've got 10 times 2x is 20x. 10 times negative 1 is negative 10. 5 times 4x is 20x. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Now you might recognize it here, but we have the same thing on both sides. If you didn't, keep going. And we get negative 10 equals negative 10. This is always true, so x is any real number. All right. We'll do two more. One with fractions and one with decimals. All right, so we could collect like terms because I got x's here, but you know what I say? I say fuck fractions. Get rid of them. In this case, we will multiply everything ED. So what is the LCD? I showed you guys how to make the table before. 6 is 2 times 3. 4 is 2 times 2. And 12 is 4 times 3, which is 2 times 3 times 2. So it looks like the LCD is 1 from each column, which is in fact 12. I'm going to multiply this side by 12. And I'm going to multiply this side by 12. 12 times 5 over 6x minus 12 times 3 over 4 plus 12 times 1 over 4x equals 12 times x minus 12 times 7 over 12. Where I just distributed 12 to the numerators because that's how fractions work. And I will clean up from here. 12 is 2 times 6. So my 6 is canceled. And I'm left with 2 times 5 is 10. 10x there. Here, 12 is 4 times 3. The 4's cancel. And I'm left with 3 times 3 is 9. This is just 12 divided by 4 is 3. Here the 12's cancel, and I'm left with 7. All right, we'll gather like terms. 10x plus 3x is 13x. Well, at least this part's going to be somewhat easy. Minus 12x, minus 12x. I get 1x over here. That means I'm going to add 9 to both sides. I get x equals 2. Does that work? The 2's cancel. This is 5/3 minus 3/4 plus 2/4. I know it cancels. I'll reduce more in a second. I'm gonna get a common denominator here. Now, why not? We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna multiply through by that LCD of 12. So I have 12 times 5 over 3 minus 12 times 3 over 4 plus 2 times 12 over 4 equals 2 times 12 minus 7 times 12 over 12. 60 over 3 minus 36 over 4 plus 24 over 4. This is another way of doing without canceling. I'm canceling there. It's just too easily set up. 60 divided by 3 is 20. +11 plus 6 does equal 17. All right, one more with decimals. Are we having a good time yet? Is this fun? I know you're enjoying yourself. Don't you lie to me. Don't you lie to me. You're having a good time. All right. 0.29x plus 0.14 times 50 minus x equals 6. Okay, you've got two routes to go. Leave the decimals in, which is the route I don't like, but I'm going to do it with you just to show you what happens. Oops. Collect like terms. 0.29 minus 0.14 is 0.15. X equals -1 over 0.15 by dividing both sides by 0.15. And I didn't put the negative in, so I'll just make my answer negative. Okay. My calculator has a button that says A, B, C like that with a fraction, and hitting it switches between decimal and mixed numbers. I just didn't have the negative in the calculator, so it's not showing up. The other way of doing this, count the decimal places and multiply by 10 to that power. There's 2 decimal places max. So 10 to the second power is 100. I'm going to multiply everything by 100. What it does is it clears the decimals. These are all multiplied together, so I only need to do the 100 times one of them. That looks like I'm dividing. I'm not. I was counting the decimals. All right, so we distribute 14 times 50. It should be 700. Collect like terms. Subtract. A 100 is 5 times 20, and 15 is 5 times 3. So this is -20 over 3. Which is -6 2/3. The advantage of doing this is you get rid of the decimals, but you have bigger numbers to work with. But I don't like decimals in there. So I would do this way. You get the same answer either way. That's it for this video. Peace.